Hi, welcome to Redux testing using Jest test runner. So all React JS applications can be tested by writing a unit test cases using a built-in test runner with Jest. So when we create an application, React JS application with the create React app, this is the test runner we get by default. So how do we test by using this Jest framework? We are going to see. And what exactly is testing and what is this Jest? So Jest is nothing but it's a JavaScript testing framework and which is mainly focused on simplicity, and as well as this Jest framework is created by again the Facebook team, as the entire React application is by the Facebook team it is supporting with, and it also supports other JS frameworks like Angular and Vue.js, etc. And why testing is needed for any of the JavaScript applications. So as we develop the application in an incremental manner, so to avoid the regression into our application, better always we support with the unit testing part. We write a test cases as we create a function or a module, a component, so that we will increment our application development. And instead of going with a complex application, like let us write with a unit testing by using Jest framework. And the testing is required for every application to make it more effective and to improve the performance of your application. And coming to unit test part, Jest is a test runner which is supporting with a React application to test the individual component of our application. It can be a function, it can be a component, it can be a method or a procedure, and it can be a module. We can write a test cases for React components. And we have the different types of testing, out of which we will be doing here into this example with unit testing and as well as snapshot testing. What exactly snapshot testing we will look into with an example. So it is supported by the Jest test runner, as when first time the component is rendered, when we write a snapshot test, it is going to create a snapshot internally. And whenever we do the changes with that particular component by at runtime by the user, any changes we do, again we can run with the snapshot test, so that it is going to check again is the previously created snapshot, and it will clearly show the differences between the previous test case and the current test case. That is what is a snapshot test. So we are going to test it practically. So if we look into a simple example with an app component, where first time it is having a simple feature called as a button, and then we write a test case for this, it will be creating a snapshot internally, and then when we try to do some changes with our component and again we run the test case, so then it is going to clearly show you the difference between the previous test case and then the current test case. In terms of snapshot, it is going to show you the output. And for which to perform with this snapshot test, we need a new React test renderer that needs to be installed. So let us look into a first example. So very first time when we create a basic create React app application, we will get the default code for app component.js file, and we will get a default test case for app component. So this is what is a default test case written for app component. And most of the time we follow the naming convention. Always for the component we will have .test.js as a naming convention. The component name .test.js, or else component name .spec.js file. So .test.js or .spec.js is a convention we need to follow with. And in every test case, we are going to have with a renderer, and also we will have the component to be tested with. And we have here three types of testing functions called as it, describe, and test. Test is always to test against the expected value. So expected value is, as part of our component, we are going to display with a component here with the app component, which is going to display the content called simply learn React. there is a simple word you are going to display with. Let us test it with first. First, let me run this application so that we would like to see the actual response of the React application component, that is app component. Then after we will look into the test case. So this component is supposed to print learn React word from your component, and this component is going to be loaded through your index.js with the app.js file. So if you can look into here, we are going to load with the app component. So in the app.js, we are expecting the content called learn React. And in the test case, what functionality we are testing it? So we are expecting the content called learn React. If that content is present in your output, okay, so you are expecting that your test case has to be passed with. First, we are starting our application dev server. And default, it will be opening into 3000 port. So before we look into this snapshot test, first we will be looking into the default test case for an app component. Once that is done, we will look into the snapshot test by importing your library. So it is started. Now you can go to 3000. That this is the output of a default application. We have got it, right? Now let us test it. How do we test it? So we just run with, okay, I'll just exit from this screen. And now let us run this our test case. So always to run with the test cases which are given default, which is app.test.js, the command is npm.test. So always this npm test will take a default just test runner to run your application. It will look for all .test.js files. And there is another convention we can maintain, like in a src folder, we can maintain a folder called _test_. Right? This is a folder where you can create with, and you can copy these test cases to this place. And when you run this application, it will also pick your test cases files from this folder. That is also fine. Now when we run this npm test command, it is going to show you, do you want to watch your test cases, or you wanted to run only the failed test cases? So always we will say press enter to enter into your test run, to trigger your test run. Whenever we trigger, it is just first looking into your app.test.js. So only this file. Now there is a one single test case is written here, means there is one test method, test function. It is going to be tested and it is passed as per the expectation. It is passed and it is just saying the time taken for your test case. Let us say I am expecting some different content, but that is the content is not available by your application. Like let us change my now again I just restarted my test cases and I am watching my test case, right? So immediately it got failed, right? Now you can see the reason. Here you can see it will be showing you the reason for your test case failure. Learn React is your content, but your expected content is learning React, so it is not matched, so it is the test case is failed. This is how you can write your test cases by expected value. First you create a link element to be matched with, and you are checking that element expect so and so the expected value, and the outcome you are getting it from your app component. Whenever it is not matching, it will throw the exception, means your test exception. So now again I'll make it learn. Again I'll just save it. It is going to run the test case again. It will say that the test case is passed. This is the default test case we write with. And as we said, the test cases can be moved to this folder. Okay, move it, right? Now that is into your underscore test folder, where you go, here is a test case available. Now even if it is available there, let us say here, and again we are watching, we are just pressing it, it is going to test with. So that is how you can test with a default test cases for a default predefined React application coming from Create React App. And further, how do we do snapshot testing? So to perform this snapshot testing, we need to import the library npm install -t react test renderer. This is a library we need to import. Let us import that library. Like, I'll go to the same folder, testing app, and let's import the library into the same folder, npm install -d. So react test renderer, right? So this is what we need to import. So this is a library is needed to perform with the snapshot testing. For a default testing, it is not required. Directly you run with npm test command. But for snapshot testing, we need an additional library called react test renderer. So whenever you install this snapshot renderer for your snapshot testing, it takes some time to install that library. Now you can start performing with a snapshot test. So how do we do with the snapshot test? So let's go into the application. So library is installed. Instead of taking with a default test case, right? Now we will do a few changes with the app, where I am not going to take with a default app component. We will take another simple component called, okay, there is another component simply we are going to display with called that the example what I have shown in the PPT I would like to run with. Okay, this is a simple app component we can check with. So we can go back to PPT and then we'll take the same example. So the example app component is this, where just we are going to display a button, right? So here let us make our app component like this. There is a simple button where we are going to show, and this is the component we wanted to test with. So to test this, okay, how do we write our test case? Now this is not the test case logic required. Now we have to test that app component by just checking with the button. So how do we test it? So this is the test case required to run with. This is also explained in the PPT, right? So this is a test case where we are going to perform with a snapshot test. What exactly we do in this snapshot test? First, we will be defining a snapshot for your application, testing app button. And first we will create a node with the app component. Now we will expect that the JSON tree should be expecting a component with app with an expected value which is previously executed. So what is that? We are going to see now. So now render of app, simply you are going to test with your logic, that is right. This is a test logic we wanted to test with, which is a snapshot testing. So now I'll just write that snapshot test for our component called app.js, where app is going to display a component called, okay, button component with a show as a label. Now we are going to test it, which is called as a snapshot test. Save it, save both the files, your app file and your app test file. Okay, now let us run our test runner. So this is a test runner which is taken care by the Jest framework, and press enter. Now it is going to say your test case is failed, due to which import app. So import app, we are importing, save it, and here app, the app.test.js. So app is from the current folder only, right? So you can take it from the current folder. Right, now you can see the one test case is passed. So the first time when we say this is a snapshot test is done, so snapshot is created. You can't see that snapshot, but internally the snapshot get created because you have said expect tree.toJSON, means your entire component is created like a tree type structure with JSON format, and it will match with a snapshot. A snapshot get created. Now how do we test with the multiple snapshots? Let us say now I did some changes with my component. Let's say instead of show button, let's say I wanted to display this like a display. I just changed some label in my component, that's all. Now I go here with the same test case. I wanted to check whether any changes have been done into your application. That is called snapshot testing. So always you can say W here to watch your test cases and press enter, and then it is going to run the test cases. Now you can see the snapshot test got failed. Why? Because in the previous snapshot it was show, but now it is coming with the rendering with the display, so that snapshot matching is failed, so it is failing the test case. This is called snapshot testing. Let's say if I go back to my previous content, means if any changes made to the code you wanted to validate through your snapshot test, it is also possible with the Jest runner. So always when you save it, that snapshot test is showing your test scores and the test results. Now again and again, if you wanted to monitor here, okay, so just press here W and watch, press enter, you can see the result. This is what is a snapshot testing. For snapshot testing, first of all, we need the library called as, okay, this is a library we have installed. You can see on the top. The library we have installed is React Renderer, React Snapshot Renderer. You need to install that, and then we are practicing with one basic component. A component contains a simple button, and then after the button is created, you will be testing against your app.test.js file. So this is a basic component we created, and then we have taken a library. First time when we test, an internally snapshot get created. Testing is simply npm.test command only, and then afterwards, okay, we do some change with the original component and we run the test case. But when you are performing, when you are writing with the test cases, two things you can follow, like always your file name should be .spec.js or .test.js. That is a convention you need to follow. And you can maintain all the test cases into the folder called _test_. So for example, here I can make a folder here called as, in this src folder, make __test__. not a single underscore, take a double underscore. Right? Now, if I move my test case to this folder, okay, I have moved that app.test.js, still there is no difference. I can just run my test cases and I can validate my logics. So that is how you can make use of, you can also say app.spec.js as well. So this is how you can perform with unit testing and snapshot testing. So in continuation with the snapshot testing, to perform with the snapshot testing, first of all, we need a library called React Test Renderer. And snapshot testing is a test where for the status of your component get created with one snapshot. And further, if we do any changes with our component, immediately we can test it with the previously created snapshot. If any mismatch is appeared into your current component status and the previously taken snapshot, it is going to fail the test case. So that is how we are going to perform with the snapshot test. So for which we have seen with one simple component where show is a button, and this can be tested with a test case. When we write a test case, we need to follow with the naming convention. The test case file should be created with .test.js or .spec.js. And you can maintain your test cases into src folder itself. But when there are more number of test cases present into your application, means your application loaded with multiple components, you always create a folder called __test and __ folder, and into which you can create with your test cases. Once the test cases are created, you can write a test case file where we need to expect into our test function by matching with the snapshot every time. So when first time you run, a snapshot get created, and whenever you change with your component class and if you do some changes, so immediately it will check against the previously created snapshot. If it is not matching with, it is going to fail the test case. That's what we will see practically. So this is what is our application where we have got app.js where the component is going to display with a show button. Simply there is a button called show. Whenever I run with the npm test, it will look for the .test.js file in the src folder itself, or else you can also create with a folder called __test__, where it can maintain globally all the test cases related to your application. Here you can create with app.test.js file where you're going to create with a matched snapshot and with a component which is app. And if the requirement is matching, very first time it is going to create a snapshot. As I have already executed once, a snapshot get created. You can look into this snapshot file where you can see the status of your component. Now again I am going to run my test case. Now it will test against the existing snapshot. If it is matching with the snapshot, it will say that test case is passed. I need to press enter here. Now it will look for the test case which is available into __ test folder, and it will match against the snapshot file here. And if it is matching, it will say test case is passed. And what is the snapshot created? Here you can observe this is a snapshot created, right? Now I do some changes with my app.js. I say here, let's say show 1 2 3, save it. Now when I am going to run my test case, now it will check against your snapshot. It is not matching, so it is saying failed. Suppose again if I go back to my previous snapshot state, now if I check, it will say snapshot test case is passed. This is how you can perform with the snapshot testing. So further into React testing, we have a few terminologies we will be using into test cases. So the functions mostly we will be using into our unit testing of React applications. One is it is one block, and then describe, and then expect. So it is a test function which is used to pass with a condition, and so that we can execute that block of test case. And whereas describe is an optional method, it is not mandatory. But whenever you wanted to group a set of test cases which are being defined into it block, we can make use of describe. Describe is a block which can combine a number of it functions. And coming to expect is another conditional statement into React test cases which need to be tested by passing with the value against the expected value with the actual value. So that is what is an expect condition. So mostly we will be using this it, describe and expect into our React testing. So let us look into one simple example to practice with it block, describe block and expect a conditional function. So here we will be looking into one simple example where how do we make use of our describe block and then test blocks, and as well as test can also be replaced with your it block, and then we will be using with the describe to combine the multiple test cases. Now let us say we have our app component as it is, and we have got our app.test.js into test folder. It can be in the src or it can be in this folder, and the command to test is npm test itself. First let us look into the describe block. The describe block is going to describe the number of test cases into your application, and each test function is going to be a function for which you will be expecting with the actual value with the data which your expected value. So if both are matching, let us say simply you are giving one sample string called true is truthy, and you are expecting true and that is to be true. If both are matching, your test case 1 is passed. Similarly, false is falsy, right? You have false is falsy into your describe, and now you are checking with the false has to be false. Both the test cases you wanted to test with. So using describe, you can write into a .test.js file, it can test with. And similarly, one more functionality what we are writing is, like you can check, you can practice with one by one, just I am combining for demo purpose. Next is here we are writing a simple function called as a sum. Actually this sum function you can define it in a separate sum.js file and you can import it. Just I am writing as part of the same test case file. Now we have created a sum function to perform the sum of numbers. Now we are writing a test case, describe the sum function with a test case, okay, expected value to be 6, and I am calling the function by passing two inputs. This is my sample data and actual result is replaced over here, that we are checking with the expected value to be 6. If it is matching, okay, if your functionality is working fine to add sum of the numbers 2 and 4 is 6, if this is matching here, your test case is passed, otherwise it is failed. Let us write one. Here is both the test cases are true, right? And here in this case, one we write as a true case and one we write as a negative test case. Negative means, let us say when I pass 2, 4, I am expecting this as a 8. This has to be failed. This is expected to be failed. So we will see whether it is failing or not. This is how you can write the number of positive and negative test cases to test with the multiple sample values. And similarly, one more example here. Okay, you can pass any function by sending the properties, and then whatever the rendered value you are getting it, you can match with your to be values. That is how you can do it. Now I am going to test these test cases. npm test. So whenever we run the test cases, now it will look into the test case logics into our folder called _test_, and now I press enter. It is going to look into the number of test cases defined here, and it will say that 3 test cases are passed, 1 is failed. What is the reason we can observe here? Which is the test case failed? 2, 4 to be 8 is failed. Let us say if I make this also as 6, or else here I will do the changes. 2, 6 I am making. Save it, right? We just save it and come here and then press enter. Now let us check with all the 4 test cases are passed. So that is how you can match with your inputs and the expected values, okay, by writing the test cases. That's all about testing of React applications. Okay, thank you.